So what exactly happened today? Why did the market all of a sudden right around 1 p.m. start to drop? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All I ask is if you learned something new, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you feel like we earned it. Jumping right into it very quickly. A lot of you guys know I talked about it in my video earlier today. First, I had a UNH position. I ended up shorting UNH. As it sold off even more, I shorted even more. I made 14.1K on the day. I left myself with my one lucky share. One of the things that you guys should all be aware of is I don't care if I go long or go short. When it comes down to my trading account, I personally like to close out my trades every day. I've shared that in the past before, but for all you that are new here, I want to also remind you, a big push happened with NVIDIA, and just like I shared with you guys in my previous video earlier today, hey, markets are overbought. I see them to be, overbought for no reason. All of a sudden, markets began to retrace. This was a much larger retracement than what I expected. I made $4,600 left, leaving myself with my one lucky share. If you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, I think it's the third or fourth link in the description down below. But I keep my LPP team up to date every day. My LPP team is the team that gets to watch me trade live every morning. If you ever want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description down below. But today I actually kept the people that follow me on Instagram up to date. If you join my little close friends channel, it's free. I normally don't do this, but I just was like, what the heck? I'm about to open up a short position from start to finish. I just wanted them to see what it was like to be a part of my LPP team, right? To get an inside look behind my trade. And when I tell you, it could not have been a more perfect trade. This is not a normal day for me. I'm not going to sugarcoat and be like, look at me, look how much money I made when markets are down. I'm not here to do that. I understand that for maybe some people today was a tough day. We all have them, right? Good days, bad days. It's all part of the process. Your job's not to avoid risk. Your job is to manage it. I did 4.6K on NVIDIA, and then I did 14K. So overall on the day, a little bit over $18,000. That's a really, really good day for me. I don't trade options. I trade with shares. Again, just sharing this because there's a lot of beginners that have been asking me that question. But what I want to focus on is this. All of a sudden, right around 1 o'clock Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken, we began to see a retracement, right? Significant drop, lower highs, lower lows. What happened, right? And it sent us into a free fall that just led to lower highs and lower lows. Overall direction and sentiment ended up being bearish when supposedly it was so bullish. The first thing that I want to talk about is, first off, markets have been consolidating and showing signs of resistance for quite some time. They were pushing up for no reason. We all know that. You might want to ignore it, but we all know that. There's nothing that has signaled higher highs for the market or justified it. Nonetheless, the markets were holding up there, and the markets have been irrational for the past few weeks. We all know that. All of a sudden, we began to sell off. What exactly happened? It has to do with the US 20-year Treasury. I've made numerous videos. Feel free to check out my channel. I've made numerous videos talking about bonds. The 10-year Treasury, the 20-year Treasury, the 30-year Treasury. I've even been talking about the 40-year Treasury for Japan. I've been talking about it nonstop. A lot of you guys said it doesn't matter. The stock market doesn't care. Maybe now you'll begin to pay attention. It's not that the stock market doesn't care. The stock market is irrational. We all know this. It's a leading indicator of our economy, of what investors assume or expect our economy to be. Did you guys hear the news that Walmart is laying off an additional 1,500, I think 1,500 or 15,000 employees? When it comes down to inflation, there's more concern now for the next 12 months than there ever has been in the past 20 years. And when it comes down to the condition of our economy, GDP is down for Q1 of 2025. Market's been ignoring all of this. And you guys know this, right? The bond market. Let me explain this very quickly. You might be like, why do I care? The bond market held an auction. And this is what I want to explain. At exactly 1 p.m. EST, the U.S. Treasury held an auction to sell $16 billion in the 20-year Treasury, basically asking investors who wants to lend the U.S. government money for the next 2 decades, for the next 20 years. That's what a U.S. Treasury bond auction is, right? They offer it at a specific rate. If you agree to it, they will guarantee you that rate for the next potentially 20 years. But again, this is backed by the US. So 2 things that I want you to know. Normally, these auctions go unnoticed, but this time something snapped. Investors didn't like the terms. They wanted to be paid more to take on the risk. a lot more. And this is why we saw the big jump from 5.05% to 5.1%. You might be like, well, that's not very significant. It is. The 20-year treasury, the 10-year treasury, a lot of you guys don't understand, but like for those that take out a mortgage, the benchmark of your mortgage is based off of a spread from the 10-year treasury. So the more that the 10-year treasury goes up, the more expensive your mortgage will be. You should understand this. Ask your friend if he's a real estate agent or a lender. Maybe he could better explain it to you so you understand how important it is. I can guarantee you, Trump and Treasury Secretary Bessent, the reason that they've been calling out Jerome Powell is because they're paying attention to the Treasury. When the U.S. needs to borrow money, just like they wanted to borrow money today, $16 billion, right? They offer these auctions. They offer these treasuries that are guaranteed to be paid back by our government, the U.S. government, and it's at a rate. Just like you and I, we don't want to pay a high rate, right? We want to pay a low rate. Well, how do rates begin to go down? Well, risk has to be low. Maybe the Federal Reserve can start to cut interest rates. That's why Trump has been begging Jerome Powell to cut interest rates. But Jerome Powell is saying, no, you're the one that wanted these tariffs. And now we have to wait for economic data to support the case that inflation is actually going up and that economic data or our economy is slowing down. Then we can begin to start cutting interest rates, right? If we look at the most recent Fed rate monitor tool, there's a 95, almost 96% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to pause. The Federal Reserve does not give one poop about what the President of the United States wants. The President of the United States has no control over the Federal Reserve. There's a 4.1% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to cut. And again, this continues to fluctuate day by day as more economic reports come out. The second thing that I want you to understand is that, okay, so obviously there's something going on here. Why did it tick up so much? So knowing that investors wanted more to guarantee it and a lot more, this is why we saw the huge uptick. This also makes it more attractive for people with a lot of money, big investors. We're not talking about people with a few 100,000, even a few million. We're talking about people with tens of millions, hundreds of millions, or billions of dollars, right? They're raising $16 billion. And they had no problem raising it when they began to offer this rate. But the thing is that where does that money come from? Well, then they have to take positions, maybe close it out from the stock market, and then put it into the bond market. Let me ask you a very simple question. We all know, or at least I don't want to assume, I believe the stock market is overbought based off of recent timeframes and previous highs. I believe that there's downside potential. So there's risk. So yes, I could buy here to potentially sell here on QQQ and make 5.1%. But what's my risk? Markets are not guaranteed. Markets can begin to drop if China begins to no longer want to offer this 90-day pause with the US. We all know that, right? There's no formal agreement that has been signed between the US and China. China's already talking about retaliating if Trump doesn't accept their version of their AI chips, right? So what's the downside potential? There's risk to every investment in the stock market. It's not guaranteed. So yes, I could potentially make 5% by investing in QQQ right now, but we know that it's overbought and we know there's pullback potential. Or, hey, there's this bond auction going on. I've already made a ton of money in the past 40 days in the stock market. Let me cash out my position in the stock market and take my tens of millions or hundreds of millions and buy US Treasury bonds for the next 20 years. And I can buy it and I can get nearly as guaranteed as it gets, a 5.104%. This means that it gets paid back by the US government. That is what the US government is paying on interest. Remember, you guys can look this up yourself. The US government pays about $1 trillion a year in interest payments alone. This is part of it, right? This is where the US, the 20-year treasury, the 10-year treasury, or the 30-year treasury, where they get to borrow at a specific interest rate. And this is exactly what it is that happened today. So this is the most important number in the world right now. This is the 10-year treasury, which is viewed as the benchmark for a lot of different mortgages, car payments, credit cards, how people lend, or how businesses lend individuals money. And again, it's rising, and it's a big concern. It's not just a concern in the US, it's a concern all over the world right now. I've made numerous videos talking about it. This is happening all over the world. The one that's in the most trouble is Japan. Japan's 40-year bond yield hits 3.63%, an all-time high. So now they're at a level that they've never been at before. And again, it's just a position that can cause more stress. Why are bond yields going up? There's uncertainty about our economy. There's uncertainty about inflation and how high it can go for the next 12 months because the bond market understands that these tariffs, that these trade wars do have repercussions. And I'm not against the tariffs or against the trade war, but they all have repercussions. Every action has a reaction. What do you think is going to happen when you raise these tariffs and it applies to the rest of the world? Well, that tariff, that inflation is going to get passed down to the consumer. Trump can try to ignore it or fight it, just like how he's fought Amazon and calling them out, how he called out Walmart for displaying that there's tariffs involved and that's why they're increasing their price. He can get mad all he wants, but we all know it's true. If you have a business and you have imports from China, we all know it applies to business. And what happens if a business's prices begin to go up? Well, then they have to raise their price to try to make just as much money as they were before. It's not more money. It's, well, now their net margins, are smaller. So they have to adjust it. And then that gets passed down to the consumer. And then that gets tracked in our CPI data report. But again, that takes time. It's a domino effect. The stock market doesn't care about that, at least not now. But I can promise you it will, because eventually it's going to catch up. And just like we all know, the stock market is a leading indicator. When it comes down to these reports, they're more of a lagging indicator. Reports that or economic data that is being captured from the past. So I just wanted you to have a full understanding of what happened. There is a bond auction that happened at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Investors wanted more, 5.1%, a quick jump up, costing the US more money. Because of that, it made it more attractive for people with a lot of money to jump into this bond market and potentially pulling out a ton of money from the stock market. And also, it just showcases how uncertain investors are about the US government right now. I really hope that the way that I broke this down makes it a little bit easier for you to understand. And again, if you ever have any questions, I would love to answer any questions you guys might have. I go live every single morning right at market open for our LPP live trading session. It's designed for complete beginners, and especially if you're someone that learns best by watching other people do. You can join my LPP live trading session. It's the second link in the description down below. There's a discount link there for you, and it breaks down to as little as $1.35 a day. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. You don't have to join, but again, if you're someone that learns best by watching other people do, I'd love for you to watch me trade live. Second link down below. I'll see you tomorrow for our live trading session. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.